Moin! Welcome back to the channel, everyone. It's Mace, your amateur Canadian. Not professional, mind you. Amateur, coming to you from beautiful Western Canada. I'm in British Columbia. Let me know in the comments if you've been out here. Hopefully I can get out there one day. Let's check this out. Video is titled 8 Awesome German Words I Wish We Used in English. Let's hop right into it. Let's take a look-see. Let's take a gander. And make sure to like and subscribe. Let's get it.
Language is so awesome.
A lot of similarities to English, but so
hey
different.
Everyone, I'm Donna
So close,
and
yet
you're
so
watching
far.
Wanted Adventure Living Abroad. Okay, so of course there are cool things in every language, but German is the foreign language that I've been learning and speaking for the past 6 years, and I've noticed some really cool words in German that I'd like to share with you today. Oh how I wish that we used the literal translation of these nouns in English. That would just be so great.
Okay.
Let's start with one of my absolute favorites. So,
I just realized that those are all clocks. There's a clock out of a pretzel. Fantastic. Out of a pair of jean shorts.
in German, the
Daisy
word
Dukes.
for snail is Schnecke.
Schnecke?
Okay, fine, good. Then in English, we have a completely different word for the animal without the shell, which is called
Slug?
a slug. Snail and slug. Well, in German, they have Schnecke, and for slug, it's Nacktschnecke, which literally means
No shell?
naked snail.
Oh.
I love it. It's
Nacktschnecke, naked scale. Yeah.
just
Okay.
so amazing. Snail and naked snail. That's perfect. I think I'm just going to start calling slugs naked snails from now on and see if I can get it to catch on. It's just so great. The naked snail is not the only animal with an awesome name
The lonely snail.
in German. No, in English, we have the animal called the skunk, and that name comes from what the Native Americans called it, but the Germans simply tell it like it is.
Something to do with smell.
Don't care about hurting that poor little skunk's feelings. They're honest and to the point. Stinktier, they call it,
Stinktier.
which
Okay.
literally means stink animal. Another animal whose name just
Savagery. Stink animal. Very apt. Very descriptive and very, very
gets right down to business.
accurate. I don't know if I've ever actually smelled skunk. I know there's the thing they call skunk cabbage, which apparently it smells like sort of smells like marijuana, to be honest.
In German is the sloth. Now, the English word sloth did come from the word slow, so we're also describing the animal's overriding behavior with that name. But the Germans took it one amazing step further, calling them the Faultier. Literally,
Faultier?
lazy animal. What can I say? It suits them perfectly. Okay,
You damn dirty lazy animals. Home Alone, anybody? Sloths. Sloths are pretty cool. I like that scene in, you guys ever see Zootopia? There's a scene in Zootopia where the sloth works at the Zootopia equivalent of the DMV, like the motor vehicle place where you got to go get your licenses and stuff, and it's literally the worst creature you could have working there. So it works pretty good for a comedic scene. The stink animal, I think is pretty funny so far. These are pretty solid.
moving away from animals now. In English, this is a pear, and the Germans call it a Birne. Okay, fine.
Birne?
What about this? In English, a light bulb.
A pear light?
And in German, Glühbirne. Literally, glowing pear. And if you drop your glowing pear on the ground, you have to clean it up with a vacuum cleaner. Vacuum cleaner is actually a pretty descriptive
Do people clean up broken light bulbs with vacuum cleaners? I would use a broom and a dustpan, personally. Can you suck up glass, shards of glass into a vacuum cleaner?
word
I guess
for the
it's not
thing.
really
now that
thick
I think
glass,
about
but-
it, it cleans using a vacuum. Thus, vacuum cleaner. But I still think the Germans have us beat because they call it Staubsauger, which is literally
Staubsauger?
dust sucker. Dust sucker. I love it. It sounds like a wrestling name or something. Like Now, in this corner, standing at 1.5 feet tall with a 5-foot extendable arm, we have the dust sucker. Watch out. These are your hands in both English and German. And this is a shoe, spelled differently but said the same in both languages. But while in English we have a third totally different word for this, a glove, in German it is a Handschuh. A
handshoe.
hand shoe. Handschuh. But I kind of think the
Handschuh.
Germans screwed up here because
I'm gonna start calling, like, when I put on gloves at work or something, or my colleagues grabbing some gloves, and we're like, make sure you grab your hand shoes. You want to keep your hands warm for this walk.
I don't know. It really seems more like a hand sock.
Handschuh.
to
I'm gonna
me.
use that. Grab your
Just
handschuh.
saying. And lastly, a two-parter here. In English, this is called an escalator. It came from the word escalade, which means to climb a wall, and followed the pattern of the word elevator. So that's why you have elevator
Escalator,
and
escalade.
escalator. But in German, an escalator is called Rolltreppe, which means like rolling stairs. And that's pretty cool and all. But I just love the German word for elevator even more. Aufzug. Literally up train.
Aufzug.
Amazing. So my question for you is, give me some more. What are some more cool words in German or any other language out there in the world? Please let me know in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button. And for more behind the scenes photos and updates, you can check me out over here.
Stinktia. Yeah, those were some funny ones. She kind of picked out the funnier ones. I think I've heard probably maybe more interesting ones, but I like her energy in the video. That clock it's 12 o'clock on every single time. It's 12 o'clock. Yeah, language is infinitely interesting, I think. It's so cool, and we should all strive to learn and gain knowledge about other languages, other cultures, the similarities, the shared words, or the words that have a origin in one language, or in one language they got pieces of a cultural origin, which obviously there's a lot of words in English that we use that are of German origin, and I'm sure there's lots of words that are used in Germany anyways that are kind of like more English, but English is a Germanic, like they share a lot of similarities for sure. So it's pretty interesting when you look at all like through that linguistic lens, sociological lens of the world, and different peoples traveling, and different kingdoms and cultures and peoples, and all of the language that they had to share and try to communicate with and figure out throughout history. All right, we'll see you all on the next one. Auf Wiedersehen.